I will move into actually what I'm doing for makeup. So the first one, because I thought I'd start with base, is actually from India, so unfortunately you won't be able to find this in Australia, but if you are a girl with like medium to kind of olive to deeper complexion, or you're an Indian girl here in Australia, I highly recommend this brand Myglamm from India. And I like to use their Total Makeover FF cream, and I'm going to show you why I like use this. Look, it's very well loved, as you can see. I actually have worked for this brand in India, so full disclosure, but I'm like not getting paid to make this video. I'm just doing this because I genuinely really liked this product, and I wanted to share like base products and foundation products that you can actually get in India. The reason I like this so much is because of this right here. So you have your color correctors, your orange and your yellow. So I have this on right now. Like I use them on my like bluey under eye circles. Color correction is so important for pigmented skin, especially Indian girls. Guys, we know we have our bags. I have a lot of discoloration around my mouth as well. So I go in with the orange, and then because that's like pretty heavy, it does cancel through the blue. I add a layer of the yellow over the top to neutralize it. I've done an entire YouTube video on color correctors, so I'll actually put a link up so you guys can like watch that if you want like a full tutorial on color correcting. So that's kind of what's going on with this. And then it's got the cream color built right into the palette so that I can go over the top and just, I kind of use it for concealer as well, but I use it as like a foundation all over my face. So this is something that's a little newer in my life, but I have used it a lot, as you can see, and I really recommend it. But if you aren't in India and you are looking for a product recommendation here in Australia, or back in Canada or in the US or wherever you are, I believe NARS is pretty widely available. And look how well loved my NARS Daily Tinted Moisturizer is. I have used this in like a million videos, and this is the shade St. Moritz Medium 1. And like I kind of maybe go through about one of these a year, so that just goes to show how sparingly I use it, because for a day-to-day makeup look, I don't want heavy foundation on my face. Just a little drop of this goes really far. Like I put on maybe 2 dots on each cheek, and then I use my finger typically and I pat it into place. It's what I've got on my skin right now, and I feel like it's more than enough to give me coverage on like a few pigmented areas, or if there's like a little bit more stubborn pigmentation, I'll go in with the color corrector first, and then I'll just dot this over the top. And yeah, highly recommend. This is another one that's been in my kit for a really long time. This is the Hourglass Ambient lighting palette. Let me just show you what that looks like. And I have done so many videos with this in the past too. I can put up some links to them. But I think Hourglass is such an amazing, innovative, like it's a vegan line, but it's like luxury vegan. And the genius behind these setting powders is that it's called ambient light because it's supposed to reflect on your skin as if you were in a certain type of light. So there's one that's called like sunset, or one that's like kind of dim light. So it's what your skin would look like if you were in a sunset, or if you're in front of like dim lighting. So just to prove the point, I actually hadn't powdered, so I'm gonna go ahead and like I use like the lightest one in this palette I use for highlighting, because it does have this beautiful reflection to it. So I don't know if you can see that there, but it does actually add a beautiful glow, but it's also setting down my concealer for me, so it's doing like a 2-in-1. I am using it as a highlighter, but it's, you know, it's not like a blingy highlighter. It's not completely highlighted me under the eye either. It's just where the light is catching. I think it just does a really good job. And then if I want to sit down, like if I'm getting greasy across my forehead or on my chin, like in my T-zone, I might pick a less bright color, so something like this. And what I do is I just sort of, sorry, the mirror involved, I just sort of roll it to blur out some of the shine there. But it hasn't highlighted me as much as here, right? So I don't know, I just think it's a really smart product, and it works in so many different ways. So this is definitely another like OG favorite of mine. Something that got obsessed with a little bit more recently. This is actually like going into makeup removal, but I just wanted to throw this in there right now. It's a travel size Lancome Bi-facil eye makeup remover, and I'm just so lazy when I'm taking off my makeup at the end of the day that I just want like an oil cleanser or something that I can just do it all. I don't like to have to do the step of doing eye makeup removal separately, and I got introduced to this, so I said, okay, let me try it out. So what you do is you shake it up. It's a bi-face, so before it was shaken, you could see that there's two little layers to it, and once you shake it, it sort of activates it so the oil part sits in with the cleansing part. And what I do is, like, I will still do like a one-step makeup removal, like a oil cleanser, for example, but then what I do is I stick a Q-tip into this, so just like the little end of a cotton bud, and then I take it around like right where my lashes are, above and underneath, and I always find trace like bits of eyeliner still left, or like little bits of powder, like eyeshadow that got in between my lashes that my cleanser couldn't remove. And I've like become obsessed with like clinically cleaning my eyes with this. Back to powders, actually. My favorite powder on the market, and I've used quite a few, especially for, you know, when I'm doing shoots and stuff, like I can't get shiny, and especially when I'm shooting in India, in Bollywood, or in South Indian films, like the sun is real, the heat is real, and my makeup tends to slide around. And I've used so many different things to try to keep the makeup in place, but nothing will ever come close to like doing the job and doing it as well as this. This is the IT Cosmetics Bye Bye Pores Powder. This is something that I just find it comes with its little thing, which is probably not very hygienic, but this is what I do. I take it like this and I stamp it into like my T-zone, especially if that's where I get shiny, and it just absorbs down the oil like immediately. And because it doesn't have a talc in it, it's like more silky feeling. It just makes me look airbrushed. So that's why I really like that. IT Cosmetics, unfortunately, I don't believe is available in India, but you can order it online. I'm so happy to find that they're huge here in Australia as well, so they're easy to find here, and they are enormous in North America. So, and I believe they're easily available in Europe as well. This is my NARS blush in the shade Taos, and I like have had this for years, and it's actually like such a strong color that you don't need much. I have it on right now, but despite it being like strong looking in the container, it doesn't come on and like overpower your face, especially if you put it on with a big fluffy brush. I think this is great for Indian, Mediterranean, olive skin tones, a medium complexioned skin tone. And then finally, this is from Wet n Wild. I bought this in Walmart in Canada. It like literally cost $3, but I love their liquid liners. I take a couple with me every time I'm about to go overseas because I use them so much. I have it on right now. I just find it's just like cheap and best. It's got a little like flexi tip, so it's like really, really easy to like follow your like natural lash line. The tip of the brush sort of bends enough, but it doesn't bend so much that it ends up getting sloppy. It's just got like the right amount of give. It lasts all day, and it's like literally like, I can't tell you the number of videos I've used this in, and I've used so many liquid liners from so many different brands, and I just always circle back to this because it just gets the job done and it stays there all day. So why would I like switch it up? So there you have it. Those are like my top 10 beauty recommendations for the moment. And thank you guys so much for tuning into my Insta stories and writing in and requesting these kind of videos. If you like need any specific tips or recommendations for like, I have oily skin or I have pigmented skin or whatever, just let me know and I will create that content for you. So until next time, thank you so much for tuning in, and I'll catch you later. Bye.